Scotland's jobless total rose by 5,000 in Scotland between November and January to stand at 118,000, according to the Office for National Statistics. The unemployment rate is now the same as the UK as a whole, at 4.3%. This comes as a surprise considering that Scotland is among the many first world countries and you would expect a higher employment rate. Despite being harder for citizens to get employed, it gets worse for the non-citizens. So I went out to the streets to hear what the people thought about the employment rate in Scotland.
I chose this course because obviously I'm creative. I wanted to work in graphic design. In 2 years I'm going to be graduating, and that is quite scary because I always have to look for jobs in that area, look for apprenticeships. I want to volunteer at a festival that's happening in Perth. I signed up for that, but for some experience, but that of course doesn't guarantee me a job. So I think employment in creative industries, it's going to be a bit of a challenge, especially because I don't know many people that are in that industry high up. So I think just keeping in touch with people you know right now is the best thing to do, to actually, get in industry properly.
So far, my opinion just now is from experience, I've had a couple of interviews so far, and they've all said, I've had good interviews, they've liked all my work, but they've said after that they're looking for somebody with a bit more experience, which is quite annoying because then you got to think, how am I going to get experience if no one's willing to give me a chance to get it? So it's like you're in this kind of middle ground of how do you get experience without somebody giving you it, which is quite annoying.
I don't know much about it. I actually don't know anything about it.
My personal opinion after looking at a few of the applications online is that you need the experience, but they don't provide a way for you to gain that experience. They ask you to have a certain amount of years of experience, but coming from a college, straight into that, you don't have the actual work experience, so there's no way for you to actually gain that work experience.
It's a bit shocking because you either have to have the experience to get the job or a job to get the experience, so you're stuck in a never-ending cycle. For example, my cousin's trained top of her class in forensic science, had to retrain as a teacher because she couldn't get a job as a forensic scientist unless she moved to America. So it's crazy.
I feel like it can be challenging for people, especially coming from the States, to start a career at this level because you have to get work kind of right out of university. So in order to get your visa and stay here. So I'm right now trying to decide whether or not I should be going home for my master's or if I should stay here so I can get my residency. So yeah, I think it can be really challenging.
I feel quite sad for that, because if you've invested all your time, your energy, you're away from home, you want to study here in Scotland, the fact that you want to be here, that actually means a lot to me as a Scottish person, that you've chosen to come here. So it makes me feel sad that you're kind of chucked out after it. You should be considered, definitely considered. I don't know how that works with sorting people out and who's allowed to or what, but yeah, it just seems a bit tough that you just have to go home after that because you've invested your time. We have taken your money. It's true. Okay, you've got something out of it, but you've learned to be with us, to live in a country that's absolutely nothing like your own. I've never been, but I can imagine it's the exact opposite in many ways. So you've invested your time, your money, you've integrated yourself in the culture, and it makes me sad that you get chucked out again. I think when I went to Australia, I was there for 6 months, but that's completely different. I just went around and I got a job here and there, and I had to go home again after 6 months because that was the deal. But I didn't invest my time and my education there. So, no, I think you should be allowed. I think that it should be fairer. I think the best person for the job should get the job. That might not be you, might not be me, but I think the best person for the job should get the job.
Hello, my name is Ross Brooks and I'm studying Visual Design and Communications and in my 4th year.
I'm Sophia. I'm a student in Powerview HI and I study Visual Communications at HND.
Well, my name is Kaya Garrity and I'm from California.
My name is Nikki Bailey and I'm studying HND Visual Communication.
My name's Callum Rankin and I'm studying Visual Communications and Design in the honours year.
I'm Jessica Thompson and I'm studying Visual Communication HND Year 2.